Hey, it's David at Espressotec Sales and Service with a rocket maintenance video. How to replace lever gaskets here. This is a brand new machine, so there's no problem with the lever gaskets at the moment. But sometimes they get a little stiff. You'll notice your handle, or if you hear a squeak, then it's time to replace it. A couple different tools you're going to need. Pretty simple. Either two adjustable wrenches, or I know exactly what I need is a 24 and a 26 millimeter. A flathead screwdriver, a wide one, some sort of pick, that sort of thing. Not as important, you can find other things for that, and a little bit of lubricant. So I'm going to do this pretty quickly, so you'll have to watch it again if I go too fast. First thing you need to do in this lever is you take off this locking nut with the flathead screwdriver. Careful not to lose the parts. Then you pull this off. Inside here there's a little crunch smash washer. Next thing we do is take off this nut. Now you want to hold the back nut though, so that it doesn't move together. Separate the two of them. You got to give it a little bit of muscle. Take the first one out. Spring. This is still stuck in here, so now you're going to take off the main part. Okay, now you're going to want to pop this piece out. Pull out the lever itself, and inside, if you can zoom in for a sec, are the two gaskets you're going to replace. Now this, sometimes it will actually wear down in these two grooves, if you can see that properly. It's supposed to have a dip on either side like that, but sometimes it might really wear. But in general, you just clean that up. Maybe use a soft metal brush if it's really dirty. Inside here, if you can zoom in. Now normally you can just replace this, and the stiffness is coming from these two gaskets inside here. So I'll actually show you the inside there in a sec. Let me just show you the gaskets first. There's two inside here. Usually these wear down after a while, and it leaves a little bit of a gap. And so you're feeling, you either get the squeak if there's too much of a gap, or it starts to get a little stiff. Sometimes though, if you look inside here, these two valves, if you see either of these flat valves really worn down, shaved at an angle, then you actually have to replace those valves. That's a little more complicated, something you probably want a tech to do. So now I'm going to put new gaskets in. I just clean this up. You can put a little touch of food safe silicone lube if you want around here. Slide it back in this direction, like this. You want to sneak it in between the two valves. Now I'm going to put this piece back in without the gaskets. Tighten that up. Now, it is hardened brass, so you do want to tighten it, but you don't want to wrench on it. Once you get to the point where you know it's tight in there, just a little extra, that's all. Now you can put the gaskets in. So this is the important part. What you want to do is actually lubricate the inside the inside of the gasket here so that you will have smooth flow and movement around the actual lever. So you lubricate the inside of the gasket. There's two of them. Slip the first one in like that, and then just gently push it in all the way around the sides to make sure it's flush. And the second one, I'm going to reuse the same gaskets simply because this is a brand new machine. No need to actually put in new gaskets. You don't have to put a ton of lubricant, just a little, but you definitely want enough that it will allow that ease of movement. Push the second one in. Okay, slide over this protector again. That's where the spring goes over top of. Finally, this piece sometimes is a little tricky to put on. You have to really push in with that spring to get it to lock in. Okay. Now once it gets tight though, what you want to do is now hold the back nut with the 26mm to tighten the 24mm in the front. Again, tight, but don't wrench on it. Going to slide the lever handle back on, make sure the little washer is inside. Slide it on in this position, the middle position. It's also the pre-infusion position. Tighten the nut. Hold the handle when you do so. There you go. Pre-infusion position. On, activates the micro switch for the pump. Down, flushes through the bottom. Releases the pressure so you can safely take your group handle off. Okay? So that's the maintenance video, how to change lever gaskets on a rocket or an ECM espresso machine. There are many other E61 lever machines that you can do the exact same procedure with.